What goes around comes around, and for some of these guys, karma came knocking in just a matter of seconds. Today, we'll talk about the 10 best karma moments in sports. Before we move on, smash that subscribe button and be part of the clever side of life, or else that's 7 years of bad karma for you. Now back to the video. Number 10. There are 3 types of people in the Tour de France: the cyclists, the fans, and the runners. Fans who run beside the cyclists. If you're not familiar with cycling competitions, here's a simple tip. Don't be a runner. Nobody likes them. In 2013's Tour de France, a runner chases after TJ Van Garderen from the BMC racing team on the Alpe d'Huez climb. No one is happy about that. So one spectator decided to take matters into his own hand, or in this case, foot. The fan tripped the runner after getting a little too close to Van Garderen. That must be a painful smack in the face. Hopefully the runner learned his lessons. Well, whether the runner deserved getting tripped up or not, it sure is sweet to see karma in action. Keep watching, because we saved the best for last. Number 9. Rule number 1 in sports. Don't celebrate a victory until the game is over. But Croatian basketball team Cibona Zagreb seemed to forget that. During the NLB championship game against Serbian team KK Partizan, Cibona raced up the court and nailed a 3-pointer from the baseline to take a 1-point lead. Assuming they've won, Cibona celebrated on the court, forgetting there were still 0.6 seconds left. But the game was not over, something the Partisans know. While Cibona jumped around on the court, Dusan Ketchman of Partizan heaved a 75-footer with time expiring and banked it in for the sure win. Number 8. Look, we're not saying you shouldn't celebrate, but at least don't do it in mid-air. In the 2013 X Games, Megan Rutledge had just one jump left to snatch that gold, with little time to do anything, like pumping her fist wildly as her bike flies over a jump. Because of taking her hand away from the throttle, she failed her landing and missed her chance to earn a spot. Well, it's better to look boring and win than look good and lose, or something like that. Number 7. Being in a football team is one thing, and knowing how to kick the ball is another. Algerian striker Amir Sayoud learned this the hard way, in what is dubbed as the worst penalty shot ever, during a match between Al Ahly and Kima Aswan in the 2011 Egyptian Cup. Amir attempted to fake out the keeper by doing a stutter step before shooting. It would have been satisfying to see him deceive the goalie, but things turned out way better. He lost his balance and fell, after barely getting a shot off. To add insult to injury, Sayoud was given a yellow card for disregarding the opponent. Yep, it really was the worst penalty shot ever. Number 6. Rule number 2. Hug the right guy. It's totally normal to celebrate a sure win, but at least refrain from embracing one of the players you just scored on. To do that, you are getting a swift punch to the face like this guy. We can also safely say that hockey player isn't a hugger. Number 5. Rule number 3. Watch where you're standing. Head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers of the National Football League, Mike Tomlin, seemed to miss the line, going past the sideline boundary. Ravens receiver Jacoby Jones took a kickoff back and had to alter his path because Tomlin was in the way. Some say it was an accident, while others are convinced Tomlin did block the way. But whatever way you want to look at it, the NFL fined the head coach $100,000 for stepping onto the field. That's a huge amount to pay for simply standing in the wrong place. Number 4. Next rule. Don't spill your drink. With the Brooklyn Nets trailing and out of timeouts, head coach Jason Kidd had an immature way to maneuver things his way. He appeared to say "hit me" to LA Lakers Tyshawn Taylor, resulting in a spilled drink. The incident was enough to delay while Jody Meeks was at the free throw line to draw up a play. Still, it wasn't enough to win, as the Nets lost to the Lakers 99-94. Plus, the NBA fined Kidd $50,000 for the scene. Too much fine for a spilled drink? Number 3. Now, here's a classic. Back in 2000, Toronto Argonauts quarterback Kerwin Bell gets into the end zone and decides to celebrate by spiking the ball as a sign of his dominance and prowess. Well, arrogance proved to tear him down, and his manhood. Number 2. Okay, another one from the runners. Streakers. Minutes after Janet Jackson and Justin Timberlake's infamous 2004 Super Bowl halftime show, streaker Mark Roberts seized his chance to fulfill a dream. Just before the start of the second half, he ran onto the field disguised as a referee, undressed, and performed a little dance wearing only a thong. Moments later, he was tackled by members of the New England Patriots and Carolina Panthers. After being taken to custody, he was fined $1,000 for trespassing. We're not quite sure if this is good or bad karma, so he's staying on our second spot. Now for number 1. Hearing the crowd's cheer as officials announce your victory can surely pound the adrenaline in you. And arrogance. But then karma comes to kick you back to reality. That's Arizona Cardinals kicker Bill Gramatica in a nutshell. Gramatica hyperextended his right knee, tearing his ACL, while jumping in the air to celebrate a first-quarter field goal against the New York Giants. The injury prevented him from kicking off during the final 3 quarters of the game. Yes, sweet, sweet karma. So, which of these 10 best karma moments in sports is your favorite? Let us know in the comments section below. If you like this video, then go ahead and smash that like button. If you're not yet subscribed with the Clever family, what are you waiting for? Don't miss the clever side of life every day. Here are some of our other videos you might like.